Lastly, Chair, who is in charge of murder investigations here? Because I see two aspects of investigations going on. One is investigations into the death of this gentleman, which will be a criminal case. And there is also investigations relating to police conduct, because it appears the gentleman died while in custody of the police, and so police could be involved. There are these two aspects. Are they both being conducted by Ipoa, or there is an aspect Ipoa is dealing with and an aspect the police is dealing with, and if so, to what extent? Chair, I thank you. Safe to say, Chair, that there are questions we would rather direct to entities other than these people. We want everybody who was involved in this death to be apprehended and to face justice in its fullest. Just as also we don't want anybody who might not have been involved to be brought in. So could you be circumspect? And in doing so, I ask my question, why is it that to date people have not been taken to court? Because listening to you, prima facie, there are people who should be in court by now. And I'm saying this, Chair, because unlike the other house where you were for a whole day yesterday, you know the powers of this house over you. Why are you coming before us before you take people to court when from your evidence we can see people who can be presented, even just to be held before the conclusion of investigations, and people who could be interfering with evidences outside there? From the material you give us, why have you not taken people to court? And could you assure us before the end of business today, now that you appear before the House, that oversights you? And you know our powers over you are not like the powers of where you were yesterday. Can you assure this committee before you leave, that by the end of business today there will be action from which Kenyans can see that we are not treating the cases of some Kenyans in a different way from others? I thank you, Chair.
So much. IG, I think what Kaluma has raised is very crucial. And just to put it very precisely, is that we have already a list of suspects. I think that's actually to the DCI. What holds you back from having them apprehended, presented to court, and make a plea to courts to allow you more time to conclude the investigation, lest they keep interfering with the investigation? Because that is what has happened to the majority of Kenyans before. Maybe you cannot respond to that one. It's very key. You have already a list of suspects. Why haven't you apprehended them, present them to court, and ask the courts to allow you time to finish investigation? Yeah, they keep having them freely moving around. They may keep interfering with investigation and cover-ups. Let's say this, Amin, I respond to that one. It's a very straightforward.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Like you have said, this is a fairly straightforward matter. It's not rocket science. I have my homicide detectives. The main function is to investigate matters relating to homicide. In this particular matter at hand, Honorable Chair, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions issued a directive directing the Ipoa to investigate the matter and forward the file to his office for his further police advice. Under the circumstances, Honorable Chair, we may not conduct parallel investigations because already Ipoa is investigating this matter. And as you can recall, also there was a High Court ruling giving Ipoa the exclusive mandate to investigate matters relating to complaints against police. So that's why, even in some of the obvious questions, we were not comfortable answering them. And if we start our own investigations, by now we'll have been very favorable, Chair. But let's leave it for Ipoa to...
Will be coming immediately after you.
Then there was the aspect of the documentations as asked by Honorable Kaluma. The documentations are many, and I would request that we be given time to compile all those documentations.
Interested with that one,
Yeah.
so that we don't miss it out. But I think you had made it a point.
Yeah.
Kangara, then we go to Okello.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'll also be very fast.
Chair, just a
floor.
short follow-up. DCI. The question, Chair,
Give him time, yes.
it was just on the same point, so there would be no point, Chair, to repeat, to come back. The question of investigation, I believe the DPP did not instruct you not to carry out the investigation. And according to the law, the National Police Service Act and the Constitution, the Constitution gives Ipoa the power to initiate on its own or on direction an investigation. But at the same time, it allows even parallel investigation. And I think there are cases you can confirm which have been done on a parallel basis, especially because you have the capacity to investigate homicide. So I think that bit maybe is something that, as far as this committee is concerned, to get to the truth, it's important you use the power you have to investigate the homicide.
Thank you, Honorable, for that question. We have cases in point, Honorable Chair. Before I was appointed the DCI, I was the Director, Internal Affairs Unit. And the main mandate of the IAU is to investigate complaints against. And we will investigate cases. I remember I investigated a murder allegedly committed by police officers in Kisia. But when we were at the middle of the investigation, the DPP directed that we forward the file to Ipoa to take over the investigations. So that is the kind of parallel investigations we are trying to avoid. And for this particular case, it was very clear, in as much as it is a mandate, the DPP directed Ipoa to investigate the matter. Thank you.
Thank you,